Breaking news, just a day before the first-year mark of the Chardon school shooting, accused shooter T.J. Lane has pleaded guilty to killing 3 students and injuring 2 others at the school's cafeteria. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Leon Bibb. News Channel 5's Paul Kiska joins me now with more on this plea deal. Here's Paul.
That's right. Hello, Leon. Good afternoon, everyone. Here's the facts as they stand here in Chardon this morning at the Geauga County Courthouse. 18-year-old T.J. Lane just pleaded guilty to 3 counts of aggravated murder, 2 counts of attempted aggravated murder, and 1 count of felonious assault. All those come with gun specifications as well. He could get up to life in prison without parole. He'll be officially sentenced by Judge Fury March 19th. This is video of T.J. Lane walking into the courtroom, a green button-down shirt, his hair, his head cleanly shaved. Again, he could get up to life in prison without parole. Judge Fury asked T.J. Lane at one point if he understands, if he is sentenced to life in prison without parole, that he will die in prison. Lane simply replied yes. T.J. Lane showed no obvious emotion in the courtroom today, calmly answering the judge's question time after time with, "Yes, Your Honor." Again, the judge scheduling official sentencing for March 19th. That's a Tuesday. He will also hear victim impact statements at that time. There were a lot of people in the courtroom, including my colleague, Chief Investigator Ron Regan. Ron, you just left the courtroom. Nick Walchuk was in there, one of the victims in a wheelchair, other family members. Tell us what you saw in the courtroom today.
Well, it was really a surreal scene because it was palpable. The pain for both families was palpable. It was a very, very quiet, almost funeral-esque kind of moment. The victims' families came in and sat down. 2 of the teens who were injured in that shooting came in and sat down, one in a wheelchair. T.J. Lane's family, his mother, father, grandparents came in and sat in the same first row, and at one point had to be separated, not because of any incidents, but a deputy sat between them. But it was a very uncomfortable situation, as you could probably imagine, with victims' families, and then, of course, T.J. Lane's family in the very front row. T.J. Lane was responsive to questions that the judge asked him, but generally showed no real emotion. Face remained expressionless, answered yes sir, no sir when asked if he understood the seriousness of the charges against him and if this was his willing plea. One thing to note of interest, and you might have picked this up, that he entered this guilty plea without the consent of his attorney, Ian Friedman, and later his attorney in court said that he did not authorize his client to enter this guilty plea. So this was Mr. Lane's decision, and we expect that Ian Friedman, T.J. Lane's defense attorney, to come out here in a few moments and to explain a little bit more of that. As a matter of fact, at this moment, he is behind me expressing what was behind the decision by Mr. Lane that I was told was T.J. Lane's own decision to make this plea. Back to you.
Ron, before you get away, this is Leon Bibb. Ron or Paul, they're out in Chardon. Let me ask you, what was the setup? I mean, if he did this without the backing of his attorney, did the judge question the attorney about that, or did the judge question T.J. Lane about the attorney not standing behind him on his change of plea?
Oftentimes, maneuvers are made to set up appeals as well, but I'll let Ron answer that.
Yeah, he did. He did ask both parties if this was the free decision and whether his attorney agreed, and Ian Friedman said on the record that he did not. And as Paul just mentioned, sometimes that kind of a statement on the record can be used in future appeals. Of course, there's been no word on any of that yet. But as far as the ultimate sentence could go, he's 26 years to life would be the minimum, but life without parole is what's on the table right now.
Life without parole. Many thanks for Paul Kiska and Ron Regan, 2 of our refined reporters out there in Chardon, for handling this case. We appreciate it. Of course, we'll have much more later on in the day and on NewsNet5.com on what happens now for T.J. Lane.